Your postgraduate college matters again. That is true, but your MBBS college does not matter. This went on for like 7-8 months. I think nobody really knew. They thought I'm doing internship, but I wasn't going for my internship.
Okay.
Then I think kuch hua ki somebody in my dad's hospital tells him that your son is doing a good thing.
And that company is worth around 250 crores.
So हम लोग को एक आइडिया आया, एक काम करते हैं, हम लोग ना वेजिटेरियन घरों में नॉन-वेज खाना पहुंचाते हैं. That was our genius idea behind Food Darzi.
You are currently the celebrity nutritionist to some Bollywood personalities like Alia Bhatt and Sara Ali Khan.
As of now, I think entrepreneurs who are becoming content creators are winning rather than creators becoming entrepreneurs.
Welcome to Dream Stream, where we dive into the dreams and realities of success of different fields. I'm your host Pulkit Dalmia, and we have special guest with us, Dr. Siddhant Bhargava. I met Sid while playing badminton at Gymkhana. Dr. Sid, I would like you to introduce yourself to our audiences here.
Hi, firstly Pulkit, thanks for calling me, man. My name is Dr. Siddhant Bhargav. I'm the co-founder of Food Darzi. Food Darzi is a brand that I think now is pretty synonymous with health food. I also make content on social media, on Instagram, and I've been doing that for about 3-4 years now. So yeah, I think I'm an entrepreneur, a content creator, and currently a guest at Pulkit Dalmia's podcast.
So Siddhant, let's dive into your MBBS journey. So Sid, why did you choose to become a doctor? When you could have pursued any degree and any course, why specifically a doctor?
So I think it was pretty simple for me because my dad is a doctor, my granddad's a doctor. Literally everybody in my family is a doctor. So since I was young, my dad was my superhero और मेरे को doctor बनना था. And that's the way life's trajectory also went. That I became a पढ़ाकू kid, got my marks, got my admission, and became a doctor. It was never कुछ सोचना नहीं था मेरे को.
So if a person starts from scratch and wants to become a doctor right after 10th, how should he navigate this?
Yeah, sure. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know that you want to become a doctor. Okay. 9th and 10th will have to be science. So if you're talking about, I was in an ICSE school. I was in Jamnabai NRC school back then. Now it's Jamnabai NRC International School. So 9th and 10th was science. Then 11th and 12th, you have to choose PCB, which is physics, chemistry, and biology. Right. You have the option of keeping maths with you, so being PCMB, or dropping mathematics in your 11th and 12th. So I kept my maths on. I did physics, chemistry, biology, and maths because I genuinely liked mathematics. Then comes your entrance exam, which is now called the NEET, which is, I actually forgot because at my time we didn't have NEET. We had the Maharashtra CET, which was a common entrance test. The NEET, I think, is National Eligibility something. Entrance test or something like that, yeah. So you start preparing for that. Tuitions होते हैं, जहाँ पे either you go to a tuition teacher who's teaching you physics, chemistry, biology differently as I did, or you go to an institute like Akash or something like that, where you learn your 11th and 12th. You give your entrance exams based on the score that you get, you're allotted a rank. Based on that rank, you have to enter a counseling where you put in your choices of colleges, and yeah, you secure a college of your choice. That's your MBBS entrance.
So there is a preference for government colleges and private colleges?
So now when you're, the difference between government and private essentially is that a private college is privately owned. Okay. It may or may not be affiliated to a hospital. Most of the privates that we have, so DY Patil is one of the private colleges in this state of Maharashtra or the city of Mumbai. So people have this notion that securing admission in a government hospital is more lucrative because you'll have more exposure. Because the number of patients that come to a government hospital might probably be like 10x or maybe like 100x even what enters a private hospital. So लोगों को government hospital में admission चाहिए होता है, and because of that seats for a government hospital are less. So you need higher ranks and higher marks basically to get admission in a government hospital. So I studied at Nair Hospital, BYL Nair Charitable Hospital, and Topiwala National Medical College. This is in Bombay and one of the most coveted medical schools in Bombay.
You had an all Maharashtra rank or an all India rank?
I had an all Maharashtra rank of 214.
So what all sacrifices at the tender age of 17, 18 you had to make to secure that rank?
Not much, man, to be honest. So again, like I don't know if I'm supposed to inspire you with my story or give you like a real overview of what I did. So 11th and 12th, to be very honest, was not very difficult. I do have a regret that had I put in a little more effort in my 11th and 12th, my rank could have been better. Because in the 11th standard, I think I was just cruising through. Like I have this funny story also that basically we never went to college, right? हम लोग सिर्फ college practicals attend करने जाते थे, and that was allowed. I was in Sathe, which was in Vileparle East, known for this, where you don't really need attendance, you just need to get your practicals done. तो हम लोग इतने वेले होते थे that we knew that in the 11th standard you need 35% to pass, correct? Overall 35% to pass. So in the first term exams only, me and a couple of us, masti mein, we ended up getting like 93-94% in the first term only. So now we knew if we don't give our second term exams, we'll still pass. So we used to play this weird game where हम लोग एग्जाम में जाते थे, नेम लिखते थे, and who could write their name the first and come down and basically say I'm here. So we used to do things like that. Okay, so it's not like we were all padhai, but I think that is what was the differentiator between the people who sort of came in the top 100 who went to KEM and things like that. So my dad's from KEM, my granddad's from KEM, my cousins are from KEM. I was actually the only one who didn't get into KEM, which is rank 1. So till your top 120, 130 ranks, you will get into KEM. Post that, you have to make a choice between Sion or Nair. I chose Nair. So that was one regret. So yeah, I think 11th and 12th, I didn't make too many sacrifices, but I could have probably studied more.
Is there a lot of difference between the kind of education you get at KEM and at Nair?
No, nothing.
It's just the ranking.
It's just the ranking, and you get to be with people who achieved higher ranks. So you're with smarter people. That's just a notion. You compare. I think most of us are doing pretty similar things now. We're doing well for ourselves. So I really don't think your MBBS college matters that much. Your postgraduate college matters again. That is true, but your MBBS college does not matter. Even if you got into a private hospital, and if you could afford the fee. So there are some private hospitals which are like joint. The college is private, but the hospital is still charitable affiliated. So if you could get into those and you're capable of paying the fees. So like KJ Somaiya, for example, I think their fees was about 5.5 or 6 lakhs or 10 lakhs, something like that per year.
So it comes to 25 to 30 lakhs for
a
5 year.
My fees was 36,000 per semester. So 72,000 plus a little hostel ye sabka fees. So about 80,000. And if you belong to, if you were a reservation student, that fees was even reduced.
Okay.
So my education was pretty cheap. But yeah, your UG does not matter at all. Like even if people say things like, तुम्हारी internship UG में better होगी अगर तुम एक government hospital में गए, it really doesn't matter, to be honest, because a large part of everything that you learn will be in your postgraduate
after
studies.
You complete your MBBS.
After you complete your MBBS.
And you get into the real world of treating patients.
Yeah.
So Sid, what was your journey from 12th getting into Nair, those 5 years and then out? What was your experiences, the good, the bad?
So good experience was this only, that I finally got to live a college life in my MBBS college. Because 11th and 12th, we didn't have college, right? I told you, Sathe, we just went to attend practicals. So I didn't have any college life or the college fun that people have. So my MBBS was fun for me.
Okay.
Most people, when they get into MBBS, so it's not very difficult to pass. Because nobody is out there to really fail you till your final year. So you usually cruise through.
The first 4 years.
The first year, so it's first year, second first, second third, third first, third second. These are the terminologies. Now I think it's changed. They've changed the duration of your. So basically, हम लोग में first year, second year, and third year में, second year was actually a 1.5 year, and third year was actually 2 years.
Okay.
Now they've made it different. They've made first year 1.5 years, second year 1 year, and then third year again 2 years.
Okay.
So it's fun only. Like I believe that your anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, these 3 subjects form your core. Like तुम कुछ भी कर लो, तुमको कितना भी मजा करना है. And very honestly, I had more fun in my second first, second third, and third first. First year was actually pretty tough. You were doing a little bit of masti here and there because you entered college, but first year you have to take your subjects very seriously because that forms your base. Physiology is the way your body works from within, anatomy is what your body is from outside and inside, and biochemistry is basically biological processes. तुमको अगर ये 3 चीजें ठीक से आ गई, your second year you will cruise, and that's exactly what happened with me. I don't remember studying my second year or even my third first, because my first year subjects were super strong. So that is one advice anybody who wants to get into medicine. First year को एकदम properly करो, उसके बाद चीजें काफी आसान हो जाती हैं.
What's your definition of fun? in these 2 to 5 years of your college?
So normal college fun यार, going out with friends, partying, drinking, this that, ये सब जो normal लोग करते हैं हम लोग भी वही करते थे. ऐसा नहीं था that just because we were becoming doctors, we were different. See, yes, you had more sober or more reserved people also in the MBBS fraternity, but I think सब जगह ही होते हैं. तो वेलागिरी वो भी करते थे, हम भी करते थे, but of course we had to come back and study.
That was the difference.
A little bit maybe, but अगेन यू हैव आउटलायर्स एवरीवेयर. लाइक हम लोग में भी बहुत फेलियर्स होते थे, बहुत लोगों को केटी लगती थी, बहुत स्टूडेंट्स थे जो MBBS 8-9 साल से करते आ रहे हैं एंड दे जस्ट चिलिंग इन लाइफ. सो ऐसा नहीं है, बट हर कॉलेज में जैसा होता है यहाँ पे भी वैसा ही होता है.
So Sid, our MBBA colleges are as competitive as say a MBA institute or a law institute?
No,
or
because I mean I don't think anybody is really competitive in their undergraduate, right? Because you probably start competing when you're competing for something common. Now in MBBS you don't really have placements like you have in MBA or in engineering college. ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर एक कंपनी में तुझे एडमिशन चाहिए और 10 लोगों को और एडमिशन चाहिए then you compete with them for it. यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ था नहीं. Like everybody, your competition starts next for your entrance exam of PG. Your whole MBBS you're not competitive. So yeah, there was no real competition that took place. होते थे rankers होते थे. Coincidentally, I sat right behind the person who came first, so I used to usually come second. But yeah, nobody really competed. It was pretty chill.
Sid, in your MBBS journey, you were diagnosed with lupus, and how did you manage that? And I think lupus was the reason you started Food Darzi.
Correct.
Can you tell our audience ki MBBS, lupus, and then Food Darzi? How did that happen?
In the final year of my MBBS, which is third major, somewhere around Jan, Feb, I started realizing that, I'm losing a lot of my facial hair and things like that. So now this is called alopecia essentially, and I had this since I was a kid, so I thought maybe it's the onset of something like that. But then over the course of 20-25 days, I ended up, basically losing all of my body hair, and other problems started, and I was eventually diagnosed with lupus. Now, उस time पे क्या हुआ that I stopped going to college because I was on medication and it was immunosuppressant in nature.
Okay.
So it meant that my immunity had to be suppressed so that my body can fight off whatever this is. So because of this, I was not allowed to go to the hospital or the college because I could get किसी और की disease मुझे बहुत फटाफट हो सकती थी.
Because your immune system
was weak.
Okay.
It was weakened. The medication's job was to weaken my immune system because lupus is an autoimmune condition where your body attacks its own cells.
Okay.
So now that's when I sort of started getting depressed and मेरा दिमाग basically उठ गया था कि अब डॉक्टर नहीं बन पाऊंगा या नहीं बनूंगा. And I started thinking of something alternative. That's when, so it wasn't like I did not want to become a doctor. It was, I still right now, if given an option, I'm too old now, but if given an option, I could have gone back, done my postgraduate entrance and actually become a practicing doctor, but tab tak Food Darzi aa chuka tha, and now it's too late. So that's when I had to think of something else. That's when I met a couple of my friends. We thought about a company that does health food, and the initial ideas were very rudimentary, obviously, but eventually we created Food Darzi.
So Sid, why something in the food industry when at that point of time nobody was in this industry?
Again, everything was by chance. Like nobody, at least my journey as an entrepreneur hasn't. Now what I'm doing, of course, we thought of it and it's more mature. But when starting off with Food Darzi, do you want to know the real story?
Yeah.
Actual story thi? I don't even think I've told you this story.
No, you haven't told me.
So the real story was that we were at my friend Karan Gupta's birthday party in Lonavala. 7th of July, every year he takes us to Lonavala. At that party, I met my 9th and 10th का bench पे हम लोग आगे पीछे बैठते थे. His name was Devaj.
Okay.
Now we both met, we're chilling. हम लोग ऐसे ही across each other बैठे हैं, time pass में. Like obviously we were partying. So we were really into fitness at that point, and we both come from vegetarian families, and we both needed to eat chicken to get enough protein because we both were quite buff. Like I used to be quite built at that point in time. So हम लोग को एक आइडिया आया, एक काम करते हैं, हम लोग ना वेजिटेरियन घरों में नॉन-वेज खाना पहुंचाते हैं. That was our genius idea behind Food Darzi. Imagine, it started with that idea. Now this was at a time when lupus was on, so I wasn't going to college, but I was still meeting my friends here and there. So at that time मैं सोचना चालू कर चुका था कि कुछ और करेंगे. 3-4 months later, Devat says, I met my cousin and his friend, and let's all four of us meet. So we met people who were clearly smarter than us, and they said that this veg household mein non-veg khana pahunchane wala idea is not going to work.
You'll be
and
behind
then,
bars.
Yeah, and then we came up behind. Hey, हम लोग by permission पहुंचाने वाले थे.
मुझे लगा chicken को पनीर
अरे
डाल के
नहीं
दे दो.
भाई, the person ordering will order ना, but he comes from a veg household, so he can't tell his parents.
Okay. So
then चुपके से, but with the consent of a person
the
in the
person
house.
who is ordering, okay.
But of course, that wasn't a great idea, and then we sort of conceptualized Food Darzi.
How did you get your parents, specifically your dad, onto this idea? Like your
He
dad.
didn't know only. He didn't know only because. So okay, the timeline when we discussed Food Darzi for the first time was during the prelims of my third major. So third major पे university exam आता है.
Okay.
University exam happens only once in MBBS, which is after third major.
Okay.
No, actually university exam हर साल के बाद आता है, but this defines whether you move to your internship or not.
Okay.
So prelims तो मैंने दिए ही नहीं because I stopped going to college. Prelims के time पे we met for this Food Darzi thing. At that time, so I was the general secretary of Nair for almost 2 years.
Okay.
So the teachers and everyone, I was a popular kid basically in my college, and the teachers also knew what had happened to me. Everybody in college knew क्या हो रहा है and why I've stopped coming. So the teachers called me back. I went, I didn't give my prelims. They said कि काम कर, your internals can be managed. You go for your final exam. November we meet. We realize that we want to do it. November end, we start thinking of a name, but we can't find one. Then my university exams start in December and Jan. As soon as my exams get over, I start Food Darzi the next day. That's what the timeline was. So they had started going to office, but we still hadn't understood what we were doing. The day my exams got over, third major, I sat for Food Darzi. So now मेरे माँ बाप को पता है, किसी को भी नहीं पता है. 2 months later, my internship started.
Yeah.
Internship, my parents thought कि मैं internship करने जा रहा हूँ, but actually I was going to the Food Darzi office. And this went on for like 7-8 months. I think nobody really knew. They thought I'm doing internship, but I wasn't going for my internship.
Okay.
And then I think कुछ हुआ कि somebody in my dad's hospital tells him that your son is doing a good thing, and my dad asked him कि what exactly is my son doing. तब उन लोग को पता चला था, but थोड़ा हुआ like starting with this that they were a little angry. But I think about a year and a half, 2 years into it, when they realized that हम लोग इस चीज़ को actually scale कर रहे हैं, that's when they were comfortable and they were like ठीक है कर.
That's when your dad saw the potential.
Correct.
In the idea.
Yeah.
And in you executing that.
So no, I don't think he still believed in my capabilities because I was still young, right? I was 22, 23, 24. And he knew that as doctors, we don't really ever see the outside ki dunya. Like जब हम, even till you're almost 30, till you're done with your post-graduation, तुम इतने shielded दुनिया में रहते हो, which is just about patients, doctors.
Yeah.
You don't really know how the world works, and that's what he thought. So I think COVID के time पे is when he really realized that no, he's
onto something.
He's onto something and he's doing it properly and seriously.
So Sid, how many friends you got on board as your founders, co-founders, and what were the roles defined? Like how did you define those roles?
So it was 4 of us,
Okay.
me, Anirudh, Anik and Devaj. Anirudh was more like the CEO, he operates as the CEO now. I was more the operations and the nutrition person. Anik was more marketing and Devaj was more back-end operations and tech. So इस हिसाब से divide किया हुआ था. Early stages में सब लोग सब कुछ करते थे. That's when your roles are not perfectly defined, but clearly I came from the medical background. I had finished my nutrition and my fitness training, like personal training certifications back when I was 18, 19 only.
Okay.
Because my mom is also in that field. So I clearly became in charge of nutrition. कि जो macros क्या रखने थे खाने के लिए etc. decide किए गए. Anirudh looked after food more, Devaj looked after ordering more, and Anik looked after like HR and hiring more. ये initial roles थे हमारे. फिर धीरे धीरे जैसे company बढ़ती गई, each of us found like our own niches and moved towards those.
So Sid, Food Darzi is or was a bootstrap company?
Is a bootstrap company.
And how much capital did you start with?
We started with 25,000 rupees per person each.
That's it.
That's it.
25,000 not asked, taken, not borrowed from your family?
I took from my dad only, but he didn't know I took it.
Okay.
Like, there was this one drawer where this money was kept, I went and took it.
And that company is worth around 250 crores? Give or take?
Give or take, but again, see, right now, the thing is, another tip, you can't really value a bootstrap company because तुम्हारी valuation तब की जाती है जब तुम पैसे रेज
Raise
कर
करने
रहे
के लिए
होते
जाते
हो.
हो.
So at that point in time, whoever sees what value
Value-
fit is the valuation that your company has.
Okay.
So right now you can't really say what we're valued at, but we're doing well.
What's your take on a bootstrapped startup or a VC or angel funded? Do you think each has its pros or cons?
I mean, definitely. So, see, the idea is that why do people raise money? People don't raise money because it's cool. People raise money because they need the money to scale their company,
Okay.
to execute their idea to their fullest. So, people don't raise money to be cool. Now, if you think that your business can grow without you giving a part of your company to someone else, so grow it that way. If you think you want to raise debt, यानी लोन लेके तुमको अपनी कंपनी में पैसे डालने हैं, तुम वो करो. अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम्हें पैसे बाहर से उठा के अपना रिस्क थोड़ा सा डाइल्यूट करना है, किसी और के ऊपर रखना है, तो तुम बाहर से पैसे उठाओ. So with Food Darzi, we never raised money because our model is sort of called a reverse capital model. Okay, basically होता क्या है कि तुम पहले ही लोगों के पैसे ले लेते हो. So you already have the working capital from the person,
Okay.
and then you make expenditures from that thing.
Okay.
So it was a negative working capital model basically. पहले ही पैसे आ जाते थे. So जो पैसे आते थे हम उसी में से profit निकालते थे. So we were a profitable company from day one. Obviously, the way we priced our food in a manner was, and we were outsourcing our food. So we played it really smart in the beginning. We were outsourcing our food in the beginning. Of course,
So that means you didn't have any kitchens or cloud kitchens back then.
no kitchens. We didn't have any kitchens.
Just
We
the
caught-
brand.
We caught
Just the operations.
No, but we used to be at somebody else's kitchen. So
Okay.
operations were ours,
Okay.
execution were ours, but we were basically paying like a rent for somebody else's kitchen, and we were hiring the chef as our head chef.
Okay.
But we were standing there doing the measurements on our own, etc. धीरे धीरे इसमें से जो प्रॉफिट बना, that's when we started. We took our own kitchen, etc., etc., etc. We grew it 1 city, 2 cities, 5 cities, 6, 8 cities, and we kept putting in जो पैसा यहाँ से बनता था, उसी पैसे को हम लोग लगा देते थे to grow. That's how we ran the business.
So Sid, how many years down the food Darzi journey did you start drawing salaries? Because end में तो हर मम्मी पापा यही बोलते हैं कि बेटा या बेटी आप कितना कमाते हो, कितना घर पे लाते हो. Because every parent at that age wants to see their child standing on their feet.
So honestly, it depends on how much risk your parents allow you to take.
Okay.
So it depends on okay, expectations from your parents from you. So I come from a family where my dad has been taking care of the house, my mom has been contributing to the household income, and they've got a good thing going. So my life was very comfortable. So at the age of 22 when I started, my parents never told me that you need to get a salary back home. For them it was, they understood the concept of continuously feeding everything that you make back into the company, and so did all of my co-founders' parents and families understand. So we fed in everything back into the company.
So that the company grows at
Exactly.
a larger speed
When
without
why do
diluting.
people raise money? To
Yeah,
get money
money.
to the company, because we never took salary. So yes, what we did was, time to time, when we thought we've done well, we used to take a profit share out from the company, but we didn't ever have a designated salary. Yeah.
So Food Darzi is a operational heavy business.
Correct.
How did you manage that, and what were the major challenges in it?
So it's a super operationally intensive business, because you've got procurement, then you need to execute and make the food, then you have to pack the food, then you have to deliver the food. Plus you have an extra operational role of nutritionist who's like a service angle to the business. So it's super operational heavy. The answer is you have to hire key people at key positions in order to build a great hierarchy. You don't want your company to become very bureaucratic कि इतनी hierarchy बन जाए कि तुम्हें कभी पता ही नहीं है कि like to ask what is happening नीचे, you have to go through that whole chain of command. So it needs to be a balance, but you need to have good hires. वरना इतनी ज़्यादा operational intensive company, वरना तुम खुद ही micro manage करके अगर चलाओगे, you will get burnt out one day. And it used to happen with us. We've learned from our mistakes. So we all have gotten burnt out, and we've all made modifications to the way we want to run the company.
In 2022, Forbes recognized you as 30 under 30 Asia.
Correct.
So I bet that felt good when you got external validation from somebody like Forbes.
It felt good for 2 days, and then life goes back to normal, because whatever validation you've gotten, you know how your company is doing at that point in time, right? तो तुमको पता है तुम्हारा धंधा अच्छा चल रहा है कि बुरा चल रहा है. अब coincidentally अगर उसी टाइम पे जब बुरा चल रहा है, अगर तुम Forbes तुम्हें recognize करता है, yeah, you might feel good that okay, great, but you have to go back to the real world. So I think awards make you feel happy, but just for a bit.
That's it. It had no other benefit.
No other benefit. I mean, you're the first person who's actually brought it up after a while, because nobody really cares. Like, people will also clap for you when you put it in their face that, okay, yeah, I won an award, but I don't think anybody's proud of you because you won that award except for you and your family. So it's fine, bro.
So you completed your MBBS degree, you co-founded Food Darzi, and you also got into nutrition. You are currently the celebrity nutritionist to some Bollywood personalities like Alia Bhatt and Sara Ali Khan. How did you get into that? And specifically, why Bollywood personality and celebrity nutritionist?
So it happened very organically, because as Food Darzi was going on, at least for the first, say, 1,000 people or maybe even more than that, I was the nutritionist, right? Because even when we had like a 5-person team, I was still an acting nutritionist even when we had a 5-person nutrition team. This is way back, like say 5-6 years ago. So देन एक डिफ्रेंसिएशन क्रिएट होना चालू हो गया. लाइक देख, जब स्टार्टिंग के 200-300 लोग थे, जब हमारे पास कोई भी एम्प्लॉय नहीं था, तब आई वाज द ओनली न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट, राइट? सो आई वाज द को-फाउंडर एंड आई वाज हैंडलिंग द न्यूट्रिशन फॉर ऑल दोज पीपल. फिर जब तुम्हारे फर्स्ट कपल ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज़ आते हैं, एक कंपैरिजन क्रिएट होना चालू हो गया दैट सिद्धांत भी न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट है और वो लोग भी न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट है. सो आई ऑटोमेटिकली रोज टू अ सीनियर न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट पोजीशन.
ओके.
वहाँ से फिर वन डे यू गेट अ कॉल फ्रॉम समवन दैट कैन यू बी माई न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट, एंड धीरे धीरे करके अ कपल ऑफ सेलिब्रिटीज कॉन्टैक्टेड मी. द फर्स्ट वन आई रिमेंबर वाज मिनीशा लांबा. शी वाज आवर फर्स्ट सेलिब्रिटी ऑन द फूड दर्जी प्लान, जिसका न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट मैं था.
सो इट all happened organically.
Like nobody really came with my name. मैं अगर फूड दर्जी नहीं होता तो मेरा कुछ नाम नहीं होता था. And then one celebrity, and then after that Sara came, and I started training Sara also. So apart from being her nutritionist, I started training her. Then what started happening was that they didn't always want the Food Darzi food, but they wanted coaching from me. So we started Coach Darzi as well, where we realized that people might not want our food, but उनको हमारे diet plans चाहिए होंगे.
Okay. So which they make at home.
Yeah, which they make at home, but we tell them what to eat, etc. So yeah, then you started doing the diets for a couple of these people, and two who stayed for a long time are Sara and Alia.
So if a student wants to become a nutritionist, what is the right plan to become a nutritionist?
So there are two ways. One, after 10th, you can decide that you want to move into food science, or you want to do like a BSc in food science or home science, something like that. You can want to become a dietitian, so you can do BSc in nutrition and dietetics, which is a nutrition degree. So ये
these are
degrees. Undergraduate degrees. उसके बाद तुम MSc in nutrition and dietetics. Yeah, there are like a couple of facets to it. So you can do a BSc and MSc in nutrition, and then उसके बाद there's an exam that you have to give, and then you can become a registered dietitian. There are a lot of dietitians today who are not registered dietitians, but India doesn't make it compulsory. Registered dietitian बस वो होती है जिसने MSc करने के बाद वो exam clear किया है. Majority of the dietitians from today are not registered dietitians, but I personally think that's okay. The second route is you can do nutrition diplomas or degrees in nutrition from outside of India. So there are a lot of diplomas and certification programs, like there is ACSM, which is the American College of Sports Medicine. उसका एक exam होता है which certifies you to be a personal trainer or an exercise physiologist or a nutritionist. So you can take this path as well. So ये दो paths होते हैं whichever you want to follow.
Let's talk at the time when you had cancer. I think it was thyroid cancer, right?
Correct.
So how were you diagnosed, and how did you take it? I think it was at the time of COVID.
Yeah, so in fact it was exactly at the time of COVID.
2020.
So I was coming 2020. So I was coming back from Bangalore. Feb of 2020, we had just set up our Bangalore kitchen. Okay. So मैं वो setup करके वापस ही आ रहा था, and I remember I was coming. I was also doing my internship that time. So to clarify, I didn't do my internship in one go. It took me a little time to finish my internship to get my MBBS degree, cause so the degree I had, cause my exam I passed, but to get my registered medical practitioner number, you have to finish your internship. So I was doing my internship on and off, taking a little time off from Food Darzi. So मेरे को यहाँ पे basically I started feeling a node here, and coincidentally after Bangalore I had taken a couple of days off from work. I got it inspected and I got diagnosed. उसी के 2 दिन बाद the curfew got announced and the lockdown got announced. So my surgery happened in the first week of the lockdown only, before everybody could leave for their villages and all that panic traveling which had started. उसके just onset पे ही surgery मेरी हो गई थी. I stayed in Tata Hospital for about 3 days, came back and did my, like I recovered in my own nursing home at home basically.
What was your mindset then? Like becoming doctor, having lupus, starting Food Darzi.
I was okay, to be honest, because very honestly, and I mean, people say that, you know, how can you be so casual about it? But I felt that my lupus phase was worse on me, because that had the potential of completely changing my identity and the way I thought about myself. This, I knew what was happening. Of course, my mom and my sister, all of them were very unhappy about it. But my dad and I, we knew that, okay, this is what has happened. This is the line of treatment. This is how bad it can get. And if all goes well, I can live a normal life in the next 6 months. So that was our thinking, very practical. And we dealt with it quite practically.
So Sid, after getting diagnosed with cancer, treating it and eradicating it, you started your content journey, right?
Yeah, so I started content like 6-7 months after this cancer thing had gotten over. Cause घर में बैठे थे, Food Darzi हम remotely चला रहे थे. COVID का, this was peak COVID. So उस टाइम पे घर पे बैठे बैठे I thought कि चल content बना लेते हैं थोड़ा.
And that took off.
And that took off. It took me 3-4 months in fact. क्योंकि तब तक reels नहीं आए थे. Then once reels came in, I still wasted another 2 months because I wasn't understanding. Then Mr. Aditya Singh came into my life and yeah, things happened.
Do you like being an influencer? Like people going out and recognizing you, do you like
So it
that?
doesn't happen anymore actually. Because
you stopped posting
Because I
reels?
stopped posting content. It's been about a year and a half almost. Yeah, it's May now. So a year and a half that I haven't really posted any organic content, but I will get back to it. And anyways, content creators ka peak period was COVID. And immediately after COVID, ये पूरा boom हो गया and content creators are getting recognized everywhere. So it was great while it lasted, but I do want to get back to it with full seriousness.
Do you think a person, a student, can take a content creation journey
Yeah, they
as a
can.
primary source of income?
They can. But
Should they have a backup?
not a backup. You should just create a path for yourself of what to do when you've built this distribution as a creator for yourself. क्योंकि देख ये बात सच है that except for very few, you can't really last as a content creator for years and years. You will have a life cycle because you'll stop being relatable to someone. Very few of them have cracked the code, but the others, as you stop getting relatable, तुम अपने distribution से brands बना चुके हो and then do something else with content creation also is my suggestion. Like for me, I was first an entrepreneur. मेरी रोजी रोटी किसी और पे dependent थी, किसी और चीज़ पे dependent थी, and then content creation came into the picture. I made money from content creation, and now I have 2 avenue streams. Then using content creation, have I done something else? Have I created a course for myself? Have I created a company that uses this as my distribution, etc., etc. But कुछ और करो. Be a consultant to people. But don't only depend on content creation for your source of income is what I feel. But again, there are parallels, right? I mean, Bhuvan Bam, for example, content creator, वो actor बन गया. But I don't really know a person who's just only been a content creator for 15 years.
And is still relevant.
Yeah, and is still relevant.
Lot of the founders are trying to get into content where content influencers are trying to
Correct.
start up
Yeah.
a business.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's there?
I mean, as I mentioned, right, कि content के बाद तुमको you have to make use of that distribution. And founders are realizing that people are liking brands that have a face to it and a story to the brand. So they want to go out there and tell people about their brand in their own way. They want to be the story to their brand. So ये हो रहा है.
And the influencer have realized that they might be irrelevant in the next 5 to 10 years. So
Yeah,
they should
but
maximize their...
As of now, I think entrepreneurs who are becoming content creators are winning rather than creators becoming entrepreneurs. It'll change. There are a couple of them who are in this journey, but like Nikhil Kamath, entrepreneur became content creator. Barbershop with Shantanu, entrepreneur became content creators. The ones who are getting taken really seriously are entrepreneurs first, and with Shark Tank also, right? The Shark Tank judges became content creators
after they after they having a very successful business. Sid, you are a doctor, a nutritionist, a content creator, and an entrepreneur. What do you like the most and why?
I think you like different aspects of all of these roles, and that just makes you human. Because as a doctor, you get to make a difference. As an entrepreneur, you sort of get to see something grow and you grow it on your own. As a content creator, you get the fame. As a nutritionist, I don't know, you get to work with people that you otherwise would probably not be able to get to work with. So, in सारी चीज़ों का एक point is what makes, it complete, and that's what is the thrill.
Given a choice to choose only one, what would you choose? You can't have it all.
An entrepreneur then.
For the money or for the change?
I think for everything, because you'll get to live a lot of lives being an entrepreneur. So I think that.
You have recently started 2 new ventures, Feet Wings and Energize. Can you tell what those 2 startups are? I think these 2 startups are in the medtech field.
Correct. So they're completely in the medtech field. So Feet Wings, I've been an investor in it for a while now. About 3 years. So it's making a non-invasive blood glucose continuous monitoring system. We've made it actually. And we'll probably be the first ones in the world maybe, if everything goes well, to sort of come up with a completely non-invasive, easy to use, automatic continuous glucose monitoring system, which is cheap and is affordable to the people of India, because India is becoming the diabetic capital of the world. Not being able to monitor your diabetes is the reason why you have diabetic deaths and complications in the end stages of diabetes. So I think that's something which I'm really pumped about, and because it's going to make a difference and probably make a lot of money too. The second thing, which is going to launch in September, is called Energize, which is a neuroacoustic vagus nerve modulation system. Simple words in bolu to it basically stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system externally, non-invasively, and helps you relax, helps you de-stress, helps you sort of go off to sleep, and can help you focus also. So it's a small device, sits at the back of your ear. It probably will get launched in September, and that's also very exciting because I think it's the first innovation in this field of mental health and wellness after therapy. So I think it's going to be the next big thing, and again, I'm very excited about having to sell this product.
So is it a device or a patch?
It's a medical device which sits like a patch. So it's a patch and a small device on it. They send electrical signals, completely safe, into your body, sort of stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system and give you the feeling of calmness almost immediately.
So what is your vision for the next 5 years?
MedTech, I think that's my vision. I want to do 2 things. One is scale these startups, which is in the field of medicine, which is also rewarding, right? Because I'm doing medicine, I'm doing tech, and I want to grow as a content creator. I think that is something that I've taken the foot off that pedal, but I want to put my, hands back into it.
Sid, what advice do you have for budding entrepreneurs? Because our audience are going to be in the age of say 17 to early 20s. Advice do you have for entrepreneurs, nutritionists, content creators, and doctors?
Specific advice to मैं नहीं दे पाऊँगा, but I think advice to just somebody who's in their late teens, early 20s, who's
just figuring out what, when somebody watches this podcast, they'll have little bit clue on what is medicine, what is entrepreneur, what is a content creator, and something about nutrition. So what advice can you give them for somebody who is just figuring it out?
So number 1, you have to try things in quantity, right? किसी को भी starting में पता नहीं होता उनको क्या करना है. मुझे ही देख लो, मैं 4 अलग चीजें कर रहा हूँ. So somewhere even I probably haven't really found what I want to do, and that's okay. When you start experimenting, you realize what you're good at, what you're not, and why will you want to pursue something you're not good at? So you choose what you're good at and try scaling that. That's number 1. Try, and then finally decide what you want to do. Number 2, you just got to show up. Like, I don't think anybody's made it big without doing something over and over and over again. So even if you're feeling down and out, even if you're feeling like life is hard, the one thing that is in your control is showing up the next day, and I think 50% of your battle is there. And number 3, I think accept that life is not fair and life is not easy, and it's going to throw challenges at you. You need to keep moving forward. Try not having, like weird expectations with yourself. Try not comparing yourself with people, because there's always going to be somebody better than you. Your job is to sort of move to a place where you feel happy and you feel content about what you're doing, and I think that's when you live a great life and probably have a positive outcome towards this world. So yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sid, for joining us on Dreamstream. To the audience watching us, stay tuned for more inspiring content. be passionate, be true, and definitely be a buddy.